nobody's gonna watch this one either. But we are on the becoming massive grind. Am I right? Or am I right? Let's make sure we can hear everything. Hello. Is it working? Good. Good. See if that's working. No. What are we doing? Properties. No one's here, right? Okay, good. The hell? Make me angry. It's okay, we're chilling. No one's here yet. Well, no one will probably be here at all. Are we live on YouTube? We're live on YouTube. See if YouTube's working. What? Work. What the Johnson? YouTube audio. Not one, is it?
And his.
Not one, is it?
And his.
What is?
And his.
What is?
And his.
What is?
And his.
What is? Oh, I'm in an infinite loop. Oh, I'm in an infinite loop. Oh, I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna mute him. Infinite loop. Oh, I'm in an infinite loop. It's done. It's done. The loop's done. I'm gonna mute him. Infinite loop. Oh, I'm in an infinite loop. We're still learning how to do this. We're still learning how to do this. Wait, is our stream on pause? Why am I still hearing things? We're still. Oh. Okay, there we go. All right. Boom. We did it. We did it. Okay. The worst time in history to be born as a human.
This is you. There's your dad, his dad, and his. Keep going. Soon you'll fly past powdered wigs, chainmail, mammoths, and eventually stumble upon a guy squatting in the dirt, chewing on a beetle, and trying not to die before sundown. That guy? That's your ancestor. He has no name, no shoes, and no idea that you,
How do you know?
a distant descendant with a snack addiction and a mild caffeine dependency, even exist. But here's the thing. If that guy, or any one of the thousands of people in your ancestral chain, had tripped at the wrong moment...
Oh, I wonder what killed...
That is crazy. Just think about this. Think about this. Deep conversation. The odds for you to be alive are insane. Like, every single human led up to this moment gave you the chance to be alive. So make your life worth it. Don't sit around and goon all day. Do something useful with your life. Okay?
Gotten eaten by something toothy.
Hell no.
Or just failed to reproduce, you wouldn't be here. You exist because 1,000 people before you didn't die when they should have.
Thank you.
You're not lucky. You're the byproduct of violent coincidence and stubborn biology.
Daddy?
So let's take a look at how close you came.
Dude, what is this guy wearing, bro? This is disturbing. Holy Gilbert.
over and over again to never being born at all. We're going to rank 5 of the deadliest periods in human history, from bad but survivable to you might as well start writing your will at birth. Let's get right into it.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 4.
Number 5. Ice Age. Around 20,000 years ago, during the last glacial maximum, Earth wasn't exactly cozy. Massive ice sheets, up to 2 miles thick, smothered huge chunks of North America, Europe, and Asia. Average global temperatures dropped by about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Celsius,
That is
turning
crazy.
most of the planet into a frozen wasteland.
Imagine being alive during the Ice Age. You'd be so freaking cold, dude. You'd just be shivering.
Where food was a distant rumor. If you were alive back then, your daily routine involved not dying of hypothermia, hunting woolly mammoths the size of school buses, and occasionally running away from creatures like the cave lion, Panthera spelaea, one of the largest wildcats in history. Your house? Probably a mammoth bone hut, or a cave shared with 40 of your least favorite relatives. Your clothing? Animal hides stitched together with bone needles. Want dinner? Good luck. You're armed with a sharpened stick,
We are so
and your target
privileged.
weighs 6 tons
Insane.
and is actively trying to kill you. And if starvation didn't get you, a simple infected cut probably would. There were no antibiotics, no vaccines, and no emergency rooms, just a lot of home remedies involving chewing random plants and hoping for the best. Despite all this, Homo sapiens adapted, inventing tools, mastering fire, and even creating early art like the cave paintings
Thank
at
you,
Lascaux.
ancestors.
Number 4. The dawn of agriculture. Somewhere around 10,000 years ago, humans had a brilliant idea.
Bro,
What's wrong, bro?
I can't chase one more mammoth. My legs hurt.
Bro, you don't even have legs. Come on, man. We're only 400 miles
What
away
if-
from breakfast.
Hear me out. We make food come to us.
I thought they were about to
How?
do something.
We stay in one place, grow stuff, build. I don't know.
Okay.
Welcome to the dawn of agriculture, also known as the moment when humanity accidentally made life way harder. Early farmers swapped the nomadic, hunting lifestyle for settling down in permanent villages, planting crops like wheat, barley, and lentils. Sounds smart, right? Well, it was, except for the part where it unleashed a buffet of new problems. Living close together meant diseases could now spread
Right.
like wildfire. Your diet? Way worse. Less protein, more vitamin deficiencies, and your teeth basically rotted out of your face. And don't even get me started on crop failure. One bad
Dang.
drought, one swarm of locusts.
So
One
farming is the downfall of human? That's pretty crazy. Massive.
Random flood,
Pretty massive.
and your entire village starved to death while glaring at the sky. Archaeologists have even found ancient skeletons showing signs of malnutrition, anemia, and horrifying dental disasters. Number 3. The Mongol invasions. If you were alive in the 13th century and saw a cloud of dust on the horizon, you had about 3 minutes to panic before your city got turned into a parking lot. Led by Genghis Khan, a man
Oh my goodness, dude. We are all somewhat related to this man, dude. He has the highest kill count and the highest count in history, I think. Supposedly.
who treated mercy like a myth. The Mongols carved out the largest land empire in human history, stretching from China to Eastern Europe. Their strategy? Show up fast, hit hard, and leave absolutely nothing standing. Entire cities were wiped off the map, populations slaughtered, and survivors, if there were any, were sometimes used as human shields for the next battle. Mongol horse archers could hit you from 300 yards away while riding at full gallop, basically inventing mobile warfare centuries before tanks were even a thing. Historians estimate the Mongol invasions killed around 10% of the world's population, at a time when the world
Dang. That's insane. This guy was Hitler before Hitler was Hitler.
population was already tiny. Number 2. The Black Death. In 1347, Europe got an unexpected package from Central Asia, courtesy of some highly motivated fleas. And things went downhill fast. The Black Death, or bubonic plague, tore through towns and cities like a biological wildfire. Caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, it traveled on rats, fleas, and humans who had absolutely no concept of personal hygiene. Once it hit, survival became a lottery. You could catch it from a handshake, a shared cup, or just by breathing the same medieval air as an infected guy.
Like COVID.
Symptoms included giant
not
swollen
really.
lymph
COVID was
nodes,
nothing.
fever, vomiting blood, and, spoiler alert, death, usually within days. It's estimated that somewhere between 30% to 60% of Europe's population was wiped out in just a few years. Entire
What?
villages were abandoned,
I wonder if that's
economies collapsed, and doctors...
History tends to like fake itself, kind of. Things get passed down, things get messed up in books, and who knows what's true. Am I right, Jelly Bean?
walked around wearing creepy bird masks filled with flowers because apparently vibe-checking the plague was peak medieval science. Number 1, the Toba supervolcano eruption. Around 74,000 years ago, the Toba supervolcano exploded and nearly deleted humanity from existence. When Toba erupted, it launched over 670 cubic miles of ash and debris into the sky, enough material to cover the entire United States. The eruption triggered a volcanic winter so devastating that sunlight was blocked for an estimated 6 to 10 years. Global temperatures
10
crashed
years?
by up to 27
What?
degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius. Plants withered, animals starved, and ecosystems collapsed worldwide. For early humans, already struggling just to find enough calories not to die every day, it was catastrophic. Food supplies vanished.
Dang, they
Entire
grinded.
landscapes turned to frozen deserts. Rivers dried up. Forests became graveyards. It's estimated that the total human population shrank to fewer than 3,000 individuals. A genetic bottleneck so
Holy
tight
guacamole.
that every person alive today likely descends from that tiny handful of survivors. No crops, no animals, no sunlight, no second chances. Imagine spending your entire life in darkness, freezing, starving, with the constant fear
Thank
that
you.
today
They-
might
dude,
simply be
they're
the last
good.
day anyone sees the sun. And yet, somehow, against all odds, a few stubborn, desperate humans managed to endure. You exist because they didn't give up when everything else did. Thanks for watching Barely Evolved. And remember, you are the miracle
Dang.
your ancestors fought mammoths for. So hit subscribe
Hey,
before
good message. The odds of being alive are like 0. So guess what? The odds of being alive are like 0. So make every day a good day. Okay. Now, let's see if there's any other videos we can react to. Am I right, Jelly Bean? Can you survive a full-scale invasion?
Dry eyes still gritty?
Let's see.
Let
Can you
them
survive
feel-
a full-scale invasion?
Can America survive a full-scale invasion? In 250 years, no army has ever conquered the United States. Not one.
'Cause we're the
The
goat.
British tried, but failed. Japan bombed Hawaii and lost an empire. Every superpower since has looked at the map and realized the same thing. Invading America isn't war, it's suicide. But here's the question nobody ever asks. What if it actually happened? What if everything collapsed and America had to survive on its own? Could the US survive a full-scale invasion? Not on screens, but in reality. And what would that war actually look like? It almost never happens, but it has.
Last time
the
America
British
was
did it
invaded?
in 1814.
Oh.
They burned Washington, D.C., the White House, the Capitol, the president ran. It almost never happens, but it has. The British did it in 1814. They burned Washington, D.C., the White House, the Capitol, the president ran. That's the only time in history a foreign army held the U.S. Capitol. Later, in 1916, Pancho Villa's men raided New Mexico, killed Americans, then vanished back across the border. Lastly,
Yo,
in
what?
1942,
That's so lame. You just go and kill a bunch of people and then retreat for no reason?
Japan took 2 small frozen islands in
there was a
Alaska.
reason.
When the US finally retook them, the terrain killed almost as many men as the enemy did. And that's it. No one has ever conquered the mainland. Because America is a nightmare to invade. Look at the map. 2 oceans.
We're surrounded
the
by
Atlantic
water.
and the Pacific. They're not just water, they're walls. The Pacific alone is 5,000 miles wide, a moving wall of storms, currents, and emptiness. Even superpowers choke on that distance. That's why Hitler never tried. That's why Japan only hit Hawaii. It's too far, too hard, too costly.
Makes
During
sense.
World War II, when the US tried the reverse, invading across the Pacific, it took 3 years, tens of thousands of ships, and entire floating cities of fuel. That's how impossible a
Dang.
trans-ocean invasion really is. Even modern militaries know the math. A single carrier group burns millions of gallons of fuel per week. Crossing 5,000 miles means weeks of exposure to satellites and subs.
That's pretty
But
crazy.
say someone somehow made it. Beyond those oceans waits a land built like a fortress, not by generals, but by geology.
Coastline.
Imagine an
touch.
enemy fleet finally reaching the Pacific Northwest. They'd expect beaches, but they'd find cliffs. The Olympic Peninsula rises almost straight out of the ocean. No flat land, no easy landing zones. Storms slam the coast like artillery. Rain never stops. Some places get 12 feet a year. That's not weather,
Dang.
that's war. The coastline itself fights back. Sharp rock, hidden coves, shifting sandbars. That's why sailors
Dude, we live in a, well, I live in a good country. I'm sure you live in a good country though too, if you don't live in the United States.
called it the
Just don't
graveyard
start
of the
war with
Pacific.
us.
Over 2,000 ships have vanished here, nearly 1 for every 3 miles of shore. Even today, the Columbia River Bar is so dangerous that pilots need a special license to cross it, and they still lose ships. One wrong swell, one gust too strong, gone. Behind that chaos lies another barrier, the coastal range. It's not tall, but it's close
Mountain.
enough to the sea to trap clouds and crush dreams. Even the lighthouses, built to outlast centuries, have had to be rebuilt inland as the ocean eats the shore. So before invaders ever see a city, they'd be fighting rain, mud, and gravity. And beyond that, they'd meet a land that punishes armies long after the storm ends. Suppose they somehow land. Now comes the real enemy, the continent itself. Deserts, mountains, swamps, snow. Every mile different, every region hostile. The Rockies slice the West in half. The Mississippi floods
Mountains
its
are crazy. I live right next to the Rocky Mountains. Beautiful mountains.
plains. The
Beautiful.
Appalachians twist the east into endless ridges. Each barrier splits armies and burns fuel. Even US convoys need weeks to cross in peace. In war, it'd be hopeless. The Great Plains look flat, but they're open exposure, nowhere to hide from drones or jets. The deserts kill engines with heat. The winters break them with ice. Nature doesn't just slow invaders, it starves them. No refuel points, no factories, no friendly locals. Every state line becomes another front, and that's before you count the 330 million people already living here, most of them armed.
Yo. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. I know. It's crazy.
That was like 3 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yep. Of course. Just watching a video. Love you. Pickle pop and bow.
Here's something no invader wants to hear. Here's something no invader wants to hear. America has more guns than people. 390 million firearms. 120 for every 100 citizens. That's not an army. That's 50 million potential militias. From Maine to Montana, from Texas to Alaska, every home could be a stronghold. There are 15 million licensed hunters, more than most nations' militaries. That's why the Japanese Admiral
pretty crazy.
Yamamoto supposedly said, "We could never invade America. Behind every blade of grass is a gun." Even if the US military fell back, the population wouldn't. They know their terrain. They stock ammo like winter food. It would become the largest guerrilla war in human history. Afghanistan bled superpowers dry with a few 100,000 rifles. America would fight with hundreds of millions. But even getting close enough to test that is almost impossible, because the sky sees everything.
Eve
That's
to me
crazy.
is basically
We're-
freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do.
An invasion needs secrecy, but secrecy died decades ago. Satellites track every ship, every plane, every thermal signature. Drones hover for days. Radar blankets both oceans. In 1991, US satellites spotted tanks hiding under sand. Today they can read license plates from orbit. A fleet crossing the Pacific would be a glowing trail of metal, detected weeks before launch. And when spotted, it would be met by carriers, submarines, and bombers long before reaching Hawaii. You can't sneak an invasion across a planet covered in sensors. So instead of sneaking, enemies look for a shortcut to break America from within before anyone lands.
Cyber and
If anyone ever hopes to invade, they'll start digitally. Cyber attacks, kill the grid, crash the stock market, scramble GPS and air traffic systems. One EMP blast and cars stall, planes drop, power dies. Suddenly, 21st century America turns 19th. Then comes disinformation, fake news, fake outrage, fake enemies. Turn neighbors into rivals. Distract the country while you move your pieces. That's the new invasion plan. Because dividing 330
So cyber
million
attacks are
minds is
scary.
easier than crossing 5,000 miles of ocean. And if that fails, the only cards left are doomsday ones. Weapons meant to end everything, not win
Nuclear
anything.
attack.
Bioweapons, viruses, anthrax, plague, fire that erases cities in minutes. But conquer what after that? A wasteland? Even using them is suicide. America's second strike arsenal guarantees mutual extinction. If the mainland burns, the attacker burns with it. So instead, enemies posture, threats, missiles, parades. None of it crosses those oceans, because they know what waits. The largest, most battle-tested military in history, backed by land that kills
Good thing
invaders
nuclear
faster
is
than
banned now,
soldiers
isn't it?
can. Russia? They can't even hold Ukraine. China? Huge army, but no combat since 1979. Meanwhile, America has fought for a century, from Europe to the Pacific, from deserts to jungles. Every war refined logistics, tech, and command. The Navy sails 11 carriers. The rest of the world combined has half that. The Air Force can strike anywhere on Earth in hours. Every US state has a National Guard unit that knows every bridge, every back road. Even if someone landed troops, reinforcements would fly in from Guam, Japan, Germany, within a day. Borders? Allies. Oceans? Shields. People? Armed. Tech? Watching. That's why no one tries. Because the only thing that could ever conquer America is America itself. Division, hatred, civil war. Lincoln warned it, if destruction be our lot, we must be its author and finisher. If America ever falls, it won't be to tanks or ships. It'll be to arguments,
If it
algorithms,
happens, that's what's gonna
and echo
happen.
chambers. So, could a foreign
Because
power
the US is crazy divided right now. Like massively divided.
even invade the US? They could try, but it would be the bloodiest gamble in history. Oceans would swallow fleets. Airstrikes would torch convoys. Civilians would fight in the streets. Maybe a city burns. Maybe a port falls. But conquer the whole country? Never. Because the oceans defend it. The land protects it. The people arm it. And the technology guards it. The only invasion that could ever work is the one that starts within. If you enjoyed the video even a little,
That was a
subscribe.
good video. What concerns me is the video is 9 minutes and 11 seconds long. 9/11. Dang, crazy.